Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot minute since I've posted on here. I have a really hard time focusing on more than one platform at a time, but I really want to get back into this, and I feel like I say that every year to year and a half, and then I just disappear for a while. But I am back, and I'm going to do my best to stay back. A lot has changed since I last posted. I think it's really been almost 2 years since I've posted consistently on here, and since then a lot has happened. Last time I was posting on here, my youngest was about 1.5 years, 2 years old, and now my youngest is 2 months old. That's right, I went and had a baby, a whole baby, since I posted on here last. So it has been very busy since I was last actively posting on here. I have 4 daughters ranging from 7 years to 2 months old, which is so insane to me. I've been a mom for almost 7 years. How is that even possible? I am still a full-time stay-at-home mom, but I also do content creation. Obviously, I earn an income from that, and that has been such a blessing to my family, and it allows me to continue being a stay-at-home mom, which I absolutely love, even though I do feel like I'm going insane some days, and any other stay-at-home moms out there will understand that feeling, being isolated from the rest of the population 7 days a week. The last time I posted on here, my house was a complete disaster, and throughout my pregnancy, I went through a huge nesting phase. My whole second and third trimester, I was nesting and cleaning and decluttering and getting my house organized. And obviously, since I had the baby, it's become a little bit messier because I haven't had the time that I did before I had her to do all these big projects. And obviously you can see to my house, but we're still trying our best to keep up on things, and it's a lot better than it used to be. And it's so crazy because these messes like this in the kitchen, it happens over one day. It takes one day to make this kitchen look like this. But I always try to prioritize getting the main activity areas of my house clean. So the kitchen, the dining room, the living room, and the rest I can worry about later when I have the time. So when I do the laundry and stuff, I don't have the baby on me because I utilize when my husband's home, I take that time and do the laundry and stuff. But during the day, I just like to make sure the kitchen's clean for dinner time. So I always put the baby in the Moby wrap and get moving. In this video, I'm making biscuits and gravy for dinner. Absolutely delicious. We are trying to eat through all of our pantry food items and freezer items and whatnot. So I'm just coming up with meals out of left field. Whatever we have in the house, I will turn into a delicious meal. My kids have actually been preferring these home cooked meals over fast food or pizza or anything, that they fought me so hard the other night. They wanted homemade spaghetti and I wanted pizza that my husband could just pick up and we could eat right away. Because as a postpartum mom, I am breastfeeding, so I am starving all the time. And sometimes I just do not have the energy to cook. And that was one of those times the other night, but my kids were so determined to get me to make spaghetti. Spoiler alert, I did not. They had pizza. They absolutely loved it. We haven't had fast food or anything in a couple of weeks, and it was definitely a nice little treat. But for the most part, I've been eating pretty healthy, trying to keep my milk supply up so I can feed this little baby. On that note, though, my pregnancy, I found out about baby number 4 back in April, and I had a really, really hard pregnancy from the beginning. I was very, very sick. I was in and out of the hospital. Once I got past my first trimester, I started to feel better, although my morning sickness did not go away until almost 22 weeks, which has never happened to me before. And that's why me and my husband were very, very certain we were having a boy, because I have all girls. And I was never sick with any of my first girls. My first 3 never had morning sickness. My 4th absolutely just couch ridden for weeks after I found out I was pregnant with her. And obviously, she's a girl. But besides having a really rough start to the pregnancy, she was healthy all the way through. She was born full term, beautiful, came out screaming, and she is just the best little addition to our family. It is so fun to watch my girls be big sisters and be big sisters to a baby, especially because they're all a little bit older now. My oldest is 7. I have a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and now the baby. Almost 7 and almost 5, and they are just absolutely loving having a baby sister in the house. They're all big enough to hold her, and it's just been so fun to watch them be big sisters and help. At their own free will. I do not make them help with anything, but they love to help with the baby. They love to get her lotion and get her diapers and rub lotion on her and give her her binky when she's upset, help feed her her bubba. It's all fun things for them, and I love it so much. I will say everything about my fourth pregnancy was so different from all the rest up until literally the day she was born. I did opt to be induced at 39 and a half weeks, I think I went in, and this baby fought the induction for 2 days. And when she finally gave in, I went into labor, and within an hour and a half, she was here. It was very intense, very wild, something I've never experienced before. The anesthesiologist was there to give me my epidural as I was pushing, so obviously I didn't get that. But you know what? She came in screaming, and she has been calm ever since. As long as she's with mom. If she's not with mom, she's a little bit upset, but she sleeps great at night. She's giving me 4 or more hour stretches. I'm getting a lot of sleep. I haven't had any issues with postpartum anxiety or depression this time, and knock on wood, because I've dealt with extreme postpartum anxiety and depression in the past. So we're keeping up on our medication and just snuggling the baby. I think it benefits me to be home with my babies, because this is the first time I've ever been home with any of my babies. I always went back to work at 6 weeks, and I think that added to my depression and anxiety. So this time around, I'm just soaking in all the baby cuddles and honestly putting the housework on the back burner, because it's really not that important right now. But anyway, I'm glad to be back, and you'll be seeing a lot more of me.